This video is meant for those people watching who basically are experiencing sexual rejection in their relationship. Now, sometimes the sexual rejection is not to be taken personally. I mean, let's face it, after a partner has a baby, that's a time where there will be little sex because it's painful, it's not a healthy option. There's time you do have to take a break from physical intimacy, and also just waiting until your partner is restored, not exhausted. Doing what you can to support them in that area is going to take precedence. There's other times when your partner may be struggling with a health crisis, something like diabetes or heart conditions, or trying a new medication for mental illness can oftentimes affect their sex life. And if they're not able to have sex, they don't want sex, it's really hard to be with them and not feel that sexual rejection. When you're in that place, sometimes you can get resentful and you can get angry and you can say, I'm just going to go out and find somebody else to take care of this need. But it's much wiser in a relationship if you can take care of the need by changing your thoughts, by changing your perspective. We have it so wired into our head in this culture that sex is the only way we can experience intimacy. But that's ridiculous. I've made several videos about other forms of intimacy. There's at least 6, and there's so many more. But it means you're going to have to stretch. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to be willing to make changes in yourself so you'll seek intimacy in other healthier avenues rather than bringing a third person or bringing an unknown into a relationship that was stable prior to this happening. And anyone who is experiencing sexual rejection, I'm going to say up front, the most important thing is that you talk about it, that you talk about it openly and honest. And maybe there's a doctor working with the two of you and they're helping to restore their sexuality. That takes time. That doesn't happen overnight. So working with the doctor, as well as taking care of your physical sexual need in one of these other areas, is going to be really the best thing you can do for yourself, for your own personal growth, and for the growth of the relationship. The first one is try a soul-searching adventure. Go on a solo journey by yourself. Try practicing meditation. Try practicing yoga. Get up in the morning. Do new things to stretch your mind, to relax your mind. Take time to journal and listen to yourself. So many times we're terrified to do this because we don't want the stillness. We don't want to be alone. But until you're comfortable in your own skin, and that means being alone, you will not have the freedom that being by yourself and getting to know yourself so well is going to bring you. Secondly, do indulgent self-care rituals. What would you like to do more to really take care of yourself? Maybe you've been putting off going to see a counselor. Maybe you've been putting off going to some sort of a class that enhances self-awareness or a meditative program. Whatever it is, this is a wonderful time to explore that. It'll help you find intimacy in that community, in that milieu. It's a different form of intimacy, but nonetheless, every bit as important as the physical intimacy you have in a relationship. Have more heart-to-heart conversations with friends and family members. Instead of getting big groups together, get alone with one person and really talk to them. Be curious about their life. Get to know them at a deeper level. That's where the connection is. And share how you're feeling. Share what you're going through. It's in our brokenness that we draw closer to each other. Dance therapy. There is so much written about the power of dancing. And whether you just do it to your own music or you really start a dance class or pursuing it on a more serious level, whatever it is, when we move our bodies, we're able to grieve things, we're able to move through and find energy, we're able to restore ourselves. It's so important. And if physical movement is important to you, this is a wonderful area to search out. Nurture retreats. I think going on a retreat during this time is really helpful. You're around a community of other people who are searching for a part of themselves too. And a retreat gets you back into nature. Nature's so healing. And oftentimes it's not safe to go on long hikes by yourself or enjoy nature the way you'd like to. But if you go with a group, it's not only going to be a comfort to have a community, but it's going to be wonderful in that you can explore it freely without worry about your own personal safety. You know, consider getting a pet if you don't have a pet, or sign up to work with an SPCA center and walk their dogs. They're always looking for dog walkers. You can even take on a new career with rover.com and become a pet sitter. If you're not into the ownership, you just want to watch or be around a pet for the day, these are wonderful options. Adventures in creativity. Try a new art form. You know, maybe it's sculpture, maybe it's working in metal, maybe it's working in clay, whatever. Find an area that you can use your hands and explore. I know a lot of people are taking up things like knitting, crocheting. Those are arts that are passed from generation to generation, and your parents may not have been able to teach you, but you can learn and teach someone else of the next generation. Just start doing random acts of kindness. The more kindness you put out, it's really incredible. The more comes back. When you're kind to another, what they give you back reassures you that you are seen, you are present, and you are okay. You might be going through a rough time, but kindness is always a wonderful way to get restored with seeing others' joy, knowing you participated in that joy, and it does come back to you. Seek wisdom in books. When you read books, pick out books where other people had similar experiences to you or times. And this helps you understand this is a season of your life. This isn't your whole life. When you're married with someone, the idea isn't for them to make you happy or for it always to be happy. The idea is to grow to become a better version of you. A better version of you seeks, it explores, it's curious, and that's what books bring to us. They expand our worldview as it is now. Go on solo date nights. I love these. When my husband's out of town, I take date nights all the time for myself. It's a lovely idea to go to dinner, to treat yourself to something, the theater or a play or something that you would enjoy, and you don't need anybody's permission. Maybe there's a movie you've wanted to see and your partner wasn't into it. Use this as movie time. Do what turns you on during these times that you can say, wow, I took good care of myself. There's a freedom in that. And not only is there a freedom, there's a renewal within that. And lastly, embrace mindfulness every day. Take simple things like washing dishes and just turn off the thoughts in your mind and just see the process, what you're doing. Recognize it's like letting your brain take a mini vacation. People who are mindful are actually helping their brain health. They are giving their brain the necessary break it needs to repolish, to restore, to clean out some of that sludge. And every time you practice mindfulness, you're going to feel better too, because you're giving your whole cardiovascular system time to kind of calm down and restore, so it'll be there for you after the mindfulness. We don't often think of these things because we're so busy, and sex becomes a release for us. But no matter who you're in a relationship with, if it's long term, you're going to have times when you can't have sex. It's going to be a health crisis, some kind of a health transition, a baby, mental health, so many reasons. So learn now how to find intimacy outside of physical sex.